My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 27 years old. And tonight, I watched my family try to steal everything I worked for. But they forgot one thing. I learned from them. I learned how to be cold when it matters most. The doorbell rang at 8 p.m. My heart jumped into my throat. Through the window, I saw 3 people standing on my porch. My dad, Michael, my mom, Rebecca, and my older sister, Jessica. They were holding shopping bags and suitcases, like they were moving in for a vacation. My mom was smiling, that fake smile she used when she wanted something. Jessica pushed the door open before I could even think. "Surprise!" she said, walking right past me, like this was her house. My dad followed her inside, looking around at my furniture, my decorations, my life. "Nice place you got here, Sarah," he said, but his voice was cold, not proud, just judging. "What are you doing here?" I asked. My voice was shaking. Rebecca set her bags down in MY living room. "We're family, honey, and family takes care of each other." Jessica sat on my couch. "You live here all alone, such a big house for just one person. That's not fair." I felt something twist in my stomach. The same feeling I had 5 years ago, when I lost my job at the restaurant, when I called them crying, asking for help, just for a few weeks, just until I found something new. But what did they say? They said no. Let me take you back to that night. 5 years ago, I was 22, working as a waitress at a fancy restaurant downtown, saving every dollar, dreaming of going to art school. Then one Tuesday, the manager called us all together. "We're closing," he said, just like that. No warning, no backup plan. I walked out into the rain with my last paycheck. It wasn't enough to cover rent. I called Dad first. "Please," I begged. "Just let me stay in the guest room 2 weeks, maybe 3. I'll find another job fast." He sighed, that heavy sigh that made me feel small. "Sarah, you're 22 years old. You need to figure this out yourself. We can't keep saving you." But they never saved me. Not once, not ever. I tried Mom next. She answered on the 4th ring. "Honey, your father and I talked. We think this is a learning moment for you. Jessica never asked us for help when she struggled." That was a lie. Jessica got money for college. Jessica got a car. Jessica got everything. I got excuses. "Please, Mom, it's raining. I have nowhere to go." She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "There are shelters, Sarah. You'll be fine." And she hung up just like that. My own mother, my family. They threw me away like trash. That night I slept in my car, a tiny beat-up Honda with a broken heater. Rain pounded on the roof like drums. I wrapped myself in a thin blanket and cried until my eyes burned. Cars passed by with their bright headlights. People going home, to warm beds, to families who cared. I had nothing, nobody. Morning came cold and gray. My back hurt from sleeping curled up. My stomach was empty. I had $12 left. I bought instant noodles from a gas station and ate them cold in a parking lot. People stared at me, like I was invisible, like I didn't matter. But I made myself a promise that morning. Sitting in that cold car, eating cold noodles, I promised I would survive, I would build something, and I would never forget what they did to me. I found a job 3 days later, cleaning offices at night. It paid minimum wage, barely enough, but it was something. I worked from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., scrubbing floors, emptying trash. My hands bled from the chemicals. My body ached every single morning. But I didn't stop. I couldn't afford to stop. During the day, I taught myself graphic design, using free Wi-Fi at the library, watching tutorial videos on a cracked phone screen. I practiced for HOURS, making logos, designing posters, creating artwork. My first client paid me $20. I cried when I saw that money hit my account. $20. It felt like $1 million. Then I met someone who changed everything. Miss Caroline, an old woman who lived alone in a big house on Maple Street. She saw me sleeping in my car one morning. Instead of calling the police, she knocked on my window. "Child," she said softly, "come inside. Let me make you breakfast." I was scared. Strangers don't just help people, but I was so hungry, so tired, so I followed her inside. Her house smelled like cinnamon and old books. She made me pancakes. Real pancakes with syrup and butter. I ate so fast I almost choked. She didn't ask questions. She just watched me with kind eyes. You can stay here, she said after I finished eating. I looked up, shocked. What? She smiled. I have 3 empty bedrooms. You can stay in one. Just help me with groceries and yard work. Does that sound fair? I nodded so hard my neck hurt. Yes, yes, thank you. Miss Caroline became my family, the real kind. She encouraged my art. She bought me a used laptop for my birthday. She told me I was talented. She told me I mattered. For 3 years, I lived with her, working, learning, growing. I built my design business slowly. One client at a time, one project at a time. Then one morning, I found her in her chair, peaceful, sleeping forever. I held her hand and cried. She left me a letter, written in shaky handwriting. Sarah, you gave me purpose in my final years. This house is yours now. Build your life here, be happy, you deserve it. She left me her house, her beautiful house with the garden and the big windows. I couldn't believe it. I sobbed reading that letter over and over. She saved me, and even in death, she was still saving me. I worked harder than ever after that. My design business grew. I had real clients now. Companies, websites, brands. Money came in steady. I renovated the house, painted the walls bright colors, planted flowers in the garden, made it mine. For the first time in my life, I felt safe. I felt home. 5 years passed. My family never called, never checked on me. They didn't know where I lived. They didn't care. And honestly, I didn't care either. I built my life without them. I didn't need their approval anymore. Until tonight. Standing in MY living room, acting like they own the place. We've decided to move in, Dad said, like it was already decided, like I had no choice. Jessica nodded. You don't need all this space anyway. We're doing you a favor. A favor, a favor. My hands started shaking, but not from fear, from anger, pure, burning anger. Get out, I said quietly. Rebecca laughed. Don't be ridiculous, Sarah. We're family. You can't just kick out family. I looked at her, really looked at her. You kicked me out in the rain with nowhere to go, remember. Dad waved his hand. That was different. You needed to learn responsibility. I felt something break inside me, the last piece of love I had for them. It shattered like glass. Get out of my house, I said again, louder this time. Jessica rolled her eyes. We're not going anywhere. This house is too big for one person. Legally, we have rights. That's when I pulled out my phone. My hand was steady now, calm, cold. I opened my camera app, pressed record. The little red light blinked on, all 3 of them froze. What are you doing? Rebecca asked. Her voice was suddenly nervous. Documenting, I said simply. You broke into my house. You refused to leave when I asked. That's called TRESPSSING. Dad's face turned red. We didn't break in, you let us in. I smiled, not a nice smile, a sharp smile. Actually, Jessica pushed the door open and walked in. I have a doorbell camera. It recorded everything. I turned my phone screen toward them, showed them the footage. Jessica forcing the door, all of them walking in with luggage, me telling them to leave, their refusal, the blood drained from Dad's face. You can't do this, he whispered. We're your family. I dialed 911, put it on speaker. Hello, what's your emergency? The operator asked. I kept my eyes on my family. I have 3 people in my home who won't leave. I've asked them multiple times. They're refusing. I need police assistance. I gave my address. Calm, clear, professional. Officers are on their way, the operator said. Jessica stood up, panicking. Sarah, wait, let's talk about this. Now she wanted to talk. Now she wanted to be nice. Sit down, I said coldly. Don't move, don't touch anything. The police will be here in 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes felt like HOURS. Nobody spoke. Dad sat stiff as a board. Rebecca's hands were shaking. Jessica kept looking at the door like she wanted to run, but she knew, they all knew, running would make it worse. The police knocked. I opened the door. 2 officers stood there, professional, serious. Ma'am, you called about a trespassing? I nodded, showed them my doorbell footage, showed them the recording on my phone, explained everything, calmly, clearly. The officer looked at my family. Is this true? Did she ask you to leave? Silence. Then Dad tried to smile. Officer, this is a misunderstanding. We're her family. We were just visiting. The officer looked at me. Did you ask them to leave multiple times? Yes, I said firmly. Multiple times they refused. The officer nodded. Then they need to leave now or we'll arrest them for trespassing. Rebecca started crying, fake tears, the kind she used to get her way. Please, officer, we have nowhere to go. The officer didn't care. That's not this young lady's problem. You have 5 minutes to collect your things and leave. They scrambled, grabbed their bags. Jessica was crying now too, real tears this time. Dad looked at me. You'll regret this, Sarah. I looked right back at him. No, I really won't, and I meant it, every word. They left, the officers made sure. Watched them get in their car and drive away. Before they left, one officer gave me a card. File a restraining order if they come back. You did the right thing. I thanked him, closed the door, locked it, and finally breathed. The house was quiet again. MY house. I walked through each room, touched the walls, the furniture, the life I built. They tried to take it. They tried to make me feel small again. But I'm not that scared 22-year-old girl anymore. I'm not that person who begs for scraps. I filed the restraining order the next morning. Legal protection. They can't come within 500 feet of me. Can't call. Can't email. Nothing. My lawyer said it was one of the easiest cases she ever filed. The evidence was perfect. They tried to steal my home, and I have proof. Days passed, then weeks. I got a letter in the mail from Mom. I almost threw it away, but curiosity won. I opened it. The letter was long, full of excuses. We didn't mean it that way. We were just worried about you. Family should forgive. I read it once. Then I put it through my paper shredder. Watching it turn into strips felt good. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. Some people deserve consequences. And that's okay. I learned that boundaries aren't mean. They're necessary. They're survival. My business keeps growing. I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable. I have enough. My house is peaceful. My garden is blooming. I adopted a cat named Luna. She sleeps on my lap while I work. This is my life. The one I built from nothing. Sometimes I think about that night in the rain. Cold, alone, scared. I think about the girl who had $12 and a broken car, and I'm proud of her. She didn't give up. She kept going, even when nobody believed in her. If you're watching this and you're in your car right now, or on someone's couch, or in a place that doesn't feel safe, listen to me. You can survive this. You can build something beautiful from the broken pieces. It won't be easy. It won't be fast, but it's possible. Cut off the people who drain you, even if they're family, especially if they're family. Blood doesn't mean loyalty. Blood doesn't mean love. Real family shows up. Real family helps. Real family doesn't throw you away when you're struggling. I'm Sarah Mitchell. I'm 27 years old. I own my house. I run my business. I built my life from nothing. And nobody can take that away from me. The rain doesn't scare me anymore. It reminds me. Reminds me I survived the storm and came out stronger. If this story meant something to you, hit that like button. Subscribe to Iron Revenge for more stories about people who fought back. And in the comments, tell me, where are you watching from? And what's one thing you're going to do today to build your life? Remember, revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes revenge is living well. Sometimes revenge is succeeding when everyone said you'd fail. Sometimes revenge is just closing the door and locking it. Thank you for watching, and remember, you're stronger than you think.